Big worlds, bigger adventures. These are the next open-world games set to pull you in, challenge you, and keep you exploring for hours on end. From sweeping fantasy realms to gritty futuristic cities, midnight here, let's get started. Number 25. GTA 6 is finally locked in for May 26, 2026, and yeah, it's looking like Rockstar's going all out with this one. We're heading back to Vice City, but now it's part of a bigger state called Leonida. Think swamps, the Keys, national parks, basically Florida cranked up to pure chaos. This time, you're bouncing between Lucia Caminos and Jason Veal, a full-on Bonnie and Clyde setup. And yeah, it's the first time we've got a female lead sharing the spotlight in a GTA story. Totally fresh vibe for the series. The map? Supposedly the biggest Rockstar's ever made, maybe double GTA 5's size, with over 700 interiors you can actually walk into. We're talking malls, clubs, beaches, the whole deal. Now here's the thing. Some gaming outlets are pushing back, saying maybe that $100 rumor's just hype. Could be closer to the new premium standard, around $80. And yeah, deluxe editions, collector's boxes, all that fancy stuff will probably bump it higher if you want the extras. Point is, whether it's 80 or 100, GTA 6 is still lining up to be the launch event of the decade. Like analysts are predicting $10 billion in lifetime revenue. Number 24. Atomic Heart 2 is finally drawing attention, and fans are already tossing around their own theories about how the story might unfold. The first game ended on a pretty open note, so there's a lot of room for them to either double down on that whole retro-futuristic Soviet weirdness, or take it somewhere even stranger. From early discussion, it sounds like the devs might be planning to expand the game's scale. This could mean larger environments to explore, weirder tech experiments with dangerous outcomes, and a stronger focus on that unsettling alternate history setting. They've also hinted at making the world more responsive to player actions. So, characters, events, and even certain areas could actually shift depending on your choices. The combat? Well, they haven't shown much yet, but if it's anything like the first one, expect that mix of guns, melee weapons, and those over-the-top abilities that make fights feel unpredictable. And yeah, there's a pretty good chance they'll bring back that odd combo of humor and those, "wait, what did I just see?" moments. It's still early, but with how the first game carved out its own weird little space, this sequel's probably going to be one of those love it or hate it kind of games. Either way, it's worth keeping an eye on. Number 23. Light of Mortiram is starting to attract real attention. People are comparing it to Horizon pretty hard. It popped back up earlier this year with a new trailer showing this creepy spot called the Outcast Forest. Basically a haunted woodland where they dumped exiled convicts, and it's crawling with killer mechanized beasts and ancient puzzles that feel kinda Uncharted meets Horizon. The vibe's weird in a good way, but the survival and crafting stuff feels like it's trying to stand on its own. Originally, it was gonna drop in 2025 on PS5, but well, things got messy. Sony actually sued Tencent, saying Light of Mortiram was a little too close to Horizon in looks and mechanics. So the devs went in and stripped out most of that stuff. The Steam page? Totally overhauled. The whole Mechanimals thing got cut, combat-heavy screenshots swapped for more, generic survival shots, and the tone now leans way more into a standard survival story. They even pulled old trailers and unique art. Kinda wild, but I guess they're serious about dodging that Horizon clone tag. Oh, and here's the kicker. The release got pushed from late 2025 all the way to Q4 2027. That's, a massive delay, but it probably gives them time to rework everything and really set themselves apart. Number 22. Ghost of Yotei is looking pretty wild. It's the spiritual follow-up to Ghost of Tsushima, but set over 300 years later in Ezo, modern-day Hokkaido. You follow Atsu, a woman out for revenge against the Yotei Six, the gang that destroyed her family. Combat's got that mix of katana, kusarigama, and tanagashima, and you can even use grappling hooks to navigate tricky spots. They've added some cinematic flair too. Kurosawa mode for black and white classic vibes, Miike mode for intense action, and Watanabe mode if you just want to chill and soak in the world. Exploring isn't just walking around either. You can hit an onsen, do some sumie painting, or camp with a shamisen. The customization's solid too. Armor, outfits, and fighting style let you tweak Atsu however you like. As for price, the standard edition is $69.99, the digital deluxe edition goes for $79.99, and the collector's edition is $249.99. Deluxe and collector packs come with exclusive armor, travel maps, and some cosmetic goodies. Honestly, if you're into stylish, tense action with a story that keeps you guessing, Ghost of Yotei is shaping up to be a must-play when it drops October 2nd, 2025.
The spider.
Arc Raiders is looking kinda cool, you know? It's this upcoming multiplayer extraction shooter where you step in as a raider, heading up to the Earth's surface to scavenge resources while battling these hostile machines called Arc. What's neat is that it's PvPvE, so you're not just fighting the environment, other players can be a threat too, which keeps every run feeling tense. You can go solo or team up with up to 2 other players, and the game's all about grabbing loot, upgrading your gear, and hauling it back to your underground base in Speranza. The world itself is pretty immersive, with open areas to explore and plenty of customization options for your character and loadout, which makes every raid feel a little different. They're also adding cinematic touches, different visual modes and camera angles to make the action pop, which is kind of rare for this type of game. Cross-play and cross-save are supported too, so you can jump in with friends no matter what platform you're on. Oh, and the price? It's $40, moving away from its free-to-play origins, which is kind of nice because you get a full premium experience without worrying about microtransactions. Set to launch October 30th, 2025, Arc Raiders is shaping up to be a solid pick if you're into tense, strategic loot runs with both PvE and PvP twists. Number 20, Of Peaks and Tides. It's an open-world survival crafting game set in this massive, living world inspired by Eastern mythology. You kind of get to make your own story here. Whether you're exploring solo or teaming up online, every choice can change how the world reacts. The environment itself is, really interactive. Everything responds to what you do, so you can use nature to your advantage in combat. Imagine leading a giant monster into a flooded valley, or using plant growth to trap it. It's kind of wild. Combat mixes ARPG-style action with strategy, letting you tackle huge beasts in ways that feel creative rather than repetitive. Crafting and survival are a big focus too. You gather resources, build structures, and customize your character and gear to handle whatever the world throws at you. Weather and seasonal shifts keep things unpredictable, and the game's Unreal Engine 5 visuals make everything look stunning. From snow-capped peaks to mystical forests. There's multiplayer co-op as well, so you can team up with friends for raids, exploration, or just messing around in the world together. Even though there isn't a confirmed release date yet, it's already generating a lot of hype for its ambitious scope and freedom. Number 19. Lost Soul Aside is an action RPG from a Chinese studio called Altazero Games, and it started as a solo project before growing into a full team. You follow Kaiser, a warrior trying to save his younger sister and humanity from these mysterious dimensional invaders. And honestly, the setup is kind of gripping. Combat's fast-paced and fluid, you can swap weapons on the fly, chain crazy combos, and call on your dragon companion, Arena, to help you out. There's a skill tree too, so you can kind of tailor Kaiser's abilities to match how you like to fight. The visuals are straight up stunning. Unreal Engine power showing off anime-style characters and highly detailed environments. Story-wise, it mixes intense action with a pretty emotional journey. Kaiser's trying to take on impossible odds while dealing with the stakes of his sister being in danger, and it kind of pulls you into that tension. The game's dropping August 29th, 2025 for PS5 and PC, and prices are $59.99 for standard, $69.99 for the digital deluxe, which gives you extra in-game stuff like weapon skins, arena upgrades, and a digital art book and soundtrack. Kinda sweet if you're into extras. If you're into high-speed action, crazy combos, and an emotional story, Lost Soul Aside is shaping up to be one of those games that's both visually impressive and just fun to play. Number 18. Windstorm, The Legend of Khiimori, throws you right into 13th century Mongolia. And it's kind of wild how alive the world feels. You're a courier rider, tasked with delivering goods across massive landscapes, snowy peaks, deserts, cliffs, all while bonding with your horses and figuring out the best routes. The horse mechanics are actually really deep. You breed, train, and develop relationships with your mounts, and the stronger your bond, the better they perform in tough terrain or tricky situations. Archery comes into play too, not just for combat, but for resource gathering and solving environmental puzzles, which adds a nice layer of strategy. Exploration isn't just a backdrop here. Every ride feels dynamic, with wildlife, weather changes, and missions that reward clever planning. You're kind of shaping your legacy as a yam courier, building reputation and mastering the world step by step. Set for Q3 2025 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, it's looking like a really immersive experience for anyone who loves open-world adventure with a historical twist. Windstorm isn't just about riding and fighting, it's about feeling part of a living, breathing world. Number 17. Gothic 1 Remake is kind of bringing back the classic RPG vibes we all remember, you know? This isn't just a remaster, it's a full-on remake with modern visuals and smoother combat, while keeping that gritty, immersive world the original was known for. You jump into a world where NPCs actually live their own lives, and your choices can shape how factions see you. Align with one of the three main factions and kinda define your path, whether you're sneaking around, fighting, or just exploring. The combat's been updated too, making fights feel more fluid and tactical, which is really satisfying compared to the clunkier original. The visuals are kinda gorgeous. Unreal Engine polish really brings the world to life, from dark dungeons to bustling towns. Plus, there's a demo called Nyrus Prologue if you want to get a taste of the atmosphere before the full release. Set for early 2026 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS, and with standard editions priced around $59.99, it's shaping up to be a great way for old fans to relive the classic, and for new players to jump into Gothic's intense, choice-driven adventure. Beast of Reincarnation throws you into this wild, post-apocalyptic Japan in the year 4026, and it's kinda eerie but super captivating. You follow a young woman cursed as a blighted one, alongside her loyal dog Ku, traveling across ruined cities and untamed landscapes, facing off against oversized beasts and rogue machines. The game's combat is, really technical, reminiscent of Souls-like titles, so timing, dodging, and strategy actually matter. You're not just mashing buttons, each fight feels tense, and pairing moves with Ku adds this unique layer that's kind of fresh. Visually, it's gorgeous in this Studio Ghibli meets post-apocalyptic vibe. Think sweeping ruined forests, abandoned cities, and moments where nature's slowly reclaiming the world, you know? It makes exploration feel rewarding, especially when combined with the story that's both personal and epic at the same time. Set for release in 2026 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS, and available on Xbox Game Pass Game 1, it's shaping up to be one of those action RPGs that's hard to put down if you love a mix of emotional storytelling and challenging combat. Number 15. God Save Birmingham throws you into a 14th century city completely overrun by zombies. You're basically the last person left, trying to figure out how to survive in streets filled with ruins and hazards, all while managing hunger, thirst, and fatigue. One of the coolest things is how you interact with the world. Like you can move furniture to block doors, climb up buildings using ladders, or even patch up windows with whatever you scavenge. Everything around you can kinda help you survive, which makes the city feel really alive. As you explore, you'll encounter various historic locations, such as the bustling markets, the serene burgage plots, and the iconic Church of St. Martin in the Bull Ring. Each area offers unique challenges and opportunities for resource gathering. The early access version provides access to a portion of the town, with plans to expand the playable area in future updates. The developers emphasize community feedback, aiming to refine and enhance the game based on player experiences. With its blend of historical accuracy, immersive world building, and survival elements, God Save Birmingham offers a unique take on the zombie genre, focusing on the human experience amidst chaos. Project the Preceiver kinda throws you into this strange, mystical version of ancient China. You step into the role of the Master of Varietas, a character who can absorb the ideals of others like masks, giving you new abilities and different ways to interact with the world. Each mask kinda changes not just your powers, but also the way the story unfolds, which makes every playthrough feel a little different. The world itself is stunning. Ancient cities, misty forests, and surreal landscapes that kinda twist reality. Exploring is super satisfying, with hidden secrets and lore tucked into almost every corner, you know? It makes wandering around feel meaningful, not just filler. While combat is fast and precise, the game also emphasizes understanding perspectives. Each mask you wear changes how you see the world and what you can do. It's like learning new ways to approach challenges while still dealing with chaos around you. No release date has been confirmed yet, but Project the Preceiver is shaping up to be a mix of action, exploration, and mind-bending narrative. If you're into RPGs that make you think while keeping things exciting, it's definitely one to watch. Seriously. Number 13, Light No Fire. Light No Fire is the next big swing from Hello Games. The same team that turned No Man's Sky from a rocky launch into one of gaming's biggest comeback stories. This time, they're going all in on a planet-sized fantasy world. No loading screens, no invisible walls, just one enormous, seamless map where you can climb mountains taller than Everest, ride dragons across the clouds, dive into deep oceans, and even explore floating islands hanging in the sky. It's a mix of survival, open-world exploration, RPG-style progression, and the freedom to play however you want. You can go it completely solo or share the world with friends, build villages, uncover ancient ruins, fight through dungeons, or just set off to see what's beyond the horizon. They've been working on it for over 5 years, aiming to merge the scale of No Man's Sky with the magic of a classic fantasy RPG. No firm release date yet, but it's looking at late 2025 or early 2026 PC, with console versions likely after that. Number 12, Chrono Odyssey. Chrono Odyssey is quickly becoming one of the most talked about open-world MMORPGs in development. And for good reason. Set in the mysterious land of Cetera, it combines massive-scale exploration with a unique time manipulation system that transforms how you approach combat and the world itself. You can slow, rewind, or fast-forward time to turn the tide of battle, solve intricate puzzles, or bypass dangerous terrain, making every encounter feel fresh and strategic. The world of Cetera is alive and ever-changing, with shifting seasons, large-scale dynamic events, and seamless transitions from free exploration to high-intensity real-time combat. You can team up with other players to take down towering world bosses or join faction wars to seize control of contested territories. Visually, Chrono Odyssey is aiming for near-photoreal realism, lush forests, ancient ruins, and bustling cities that breathe with detail and atmosphere. If the developers can deliver on this ambitious vision, it has the potential to redefine what a fantasy MMORPG can be. The game is in development for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, S, with no confirmed release date yet. Number 11, Alkahest. Alkahest throws you into a brutal medieval world as the youngest son of a minor lord, forced to forge your own path through a land racked by political intrigue and war. Magic isn't your main weapon, ingenuity is. Combat is physics-driven and rewards creativity. Drop a tree onto unsuspecting foes, kick enemies into spiked walls, or bait them into deadly traps. Alchemy becomes your real arsenal, letting you craft oils, poisons, explosives, and potions, not just for yourself, but to sabotage your enemies in subtle and cruel ways. The semi-open world feels dense and alive, with handcrafted forests, crumbling castles, and villages that react to your decisions. Quests branch and evolve depending on your choices, while melee combat blends fluid combos, cinematic executions, and smart environmental kills, channeling the spirit of Dark Messiah and Dishonored. Planned for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, Alkahest is aiming for a late 2025 or early 2026 release. Number 10, Architect: Land of Exile. Architect: Land of Exiles is shaping up to be one of the most ambitious MMORPGs of 2025, developed by AquaTree, the team behind Lineage 2 Revolution, and published by Hybe IM. First revealed at G-Star 2024, this Unreal Engine 5-powered title delivers a seamless open world with stunning next-gen visuals. Set in the Abandoned Lands, a region left in ruins after the Great Flood, your mission is to uncover the secrets of the Tower of Giants hidden deep in these dangerous territories. Players can choose from 5 archetypes: Warrior, Mage, Battle Priest, Assassin, and Hunter, each offering distinct playstyles. The game's world isn't just vast, it's vertical, allowing you to fly, climb, swim, and glide through richly detailed environments. During its G-Star showcase, Architect impressed with its technical polish, realistic art direction, and immersive 3D landscapes, earning praise from both players and press. Hybe IM confirmed a 2025 release in South Korea first, with pre-registrations already open. It will be available on PC, Windows, iOS, Android, and even macOS, which is a rare move for a large-scale MMORPG. Number 9, Vindictus: Defying Fate. Vindictus: Defying Fate reimagines the classic action RPG with faster, sharper combat and a darker, more cinematic edge. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it keeps the brutal melee the series is known for, but layers in deeper storytelling, richly detailed environments, and a grounded art style that makes every scene feel alive. Choose from multiple heroes, each wielding unique weapons and skills, then take on massive, screen-filling bosses that demand precision dodges, perfect timing, and smart use of the battlefield. Every hit feels heavy and satisfying, with combat that rewards skill over button mashing. The world shifts between sweeping, beautiful vistas and claustrophobic, monster-infested errands, keeping the tension high. Whether you fight alone or with friends, battles are relentless, strategic, and deeply rewarding, built around mastery rather than mindless grinding. Coming to PC with no release date yet, Vindictus, Defying Fate, is already shaping up to be one of the most exciting action RPGs on the horizon. Number 8. Soulframe. Soulframe is a slow-paced, atmospheric, open-world fantasy MMO that weaves nature, mysticism, and exploration into a deeply immersive journey. Combat is deliberate and melee-focused, rewarding precise timing, smart positioning, and an acute awareness of enemy patterns over frantic button mashing. The world feels truly alive. Ancient ruins choked by overgrown forests, hidden caves leading to forgotten temples, and wildlife that reacts naturally to your presence and the shifting environment. As you travel, the land itself evolves. Weather shifts, night falls, and entire regions can transform, unveiling new challenges or hidden secrets. Every decision leaves a lasting imprint, shaping characters, settlements, and the fate of the land itself. Developed by Digital Extremes, Soulframe emphasizes connection, discovery, and storytelling as much as combat, inviting players to slow down, savor the beauty, and unravel its layered mysteries over time. Currently in development for PC and consoles, with no confirmed release date. Number 7. Where Winds Meet. Where Winds Meet is an open-world action RPG set during the chaotic 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms era of ancient China. You play as a young swordmaster on a journey to uncover your own identity while navigating a world filled with martial arts, political intrigue, and rich storytelling. The game features a vast, seamless open world, from tranquil countryside to bustling cities, each packed with secrets and points of interest. Combat is inspired by wuxia martial arts, offering multiple weapons and fighting styles, each with unique abilities you can upgrade. You can choose swift, elegant swordplay or heavy, powerful strikes, tailoring your style to the way you want to play. Beyond fighting, Where Winds Meet lets you make choices that shape your character and the world around you. Engage with diverse NPCs, complete side quests, and explore a living world where every decision can change your path. Where Winds Meet is set to release globally in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, and mobile devices. Number 6. Ballad of Antara. Ballad of Antara is a free-to-play dark fantasy action RPG from Tipsworks Studio, the team behind Pascal's Wager. In a world swallowed by a suffocating gray mist, you become an emissary, a warrior charged with restoring balance by hunting down corrupted essences and facing grotesque, twisted creatures across multiple realms. Combat is fast, punishing, and tactical, clearly inspired by Souls-like precision. You can swap between different emissaries mid-battle, each bringing unique weapons, abilities, and playstyles, letting you shift from brutal melee to deadly ranged attacks on the fly. Your journey spans 2 intertwined dimensions, the physical world and the hostile realm of Para. Both are rich with atmosphere, dangerous enemies, and hidden secrets, rewarding exploration and mastery. Play solo or join up to 2 others in seamless online co-op. Launching in 2025 for PC, PS5, iOS, and Android, Ballad of Antara promises a haunting mix of challenge, beauty, and mystery. Number 5. Hell Is Us. Hell Is Us throws you into the war-torn nation of Hadia, a place ripped apart by civil conflict and a mysterious disaster that's unleashed dangerous supernatural creatures. You play as Remy, a former UN peacekeeper on a personal mission to uncover what happened to his missing parents. Armed with an ancient sword and a high-tech drone, you'll explore this fractured land, battling both human enemies and otherworldly threats. This game takes a bold approach to exploration. There are no maps, waypoints, or quest markers. You're expected to read the environment, listen to NPCs, and figure things out for yourself. Combat is brutal but deliberate, mixing melee weapons like swords, axes, and spears with drone-assisted tactics. Managing stamina, health, and timing is key if you want to survive. Hadia itself feels alive, or rather haunted, with abandoned villages, strange monuments, and hints of the truth scattered across its semi-open world. It's the kind of game that rewards paying attention and punishes rushing through. Hell Is Us launches September 4th, 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Number 4. Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is an open-world action RPG set in a harsh, war-torn fantasy realm where every alliance is fragile and every battle has a cost. You play as Macduff, a weary mercenary leader caught between political upheaval, shifting loyalties, and the relentless grind of survival. From snowbound mountain passes to bustling market cities, the world feels alive, its landscapes rich with danger, opportunity, and stories waiting to unfold. Combat is brutal, cinematic, and varied, seamlessly shifting from tense one-on-one duels to chaotic large-scale battles with dozens of enemies. Beyond the fight, you can take contracts, build alliances, hunt wild game, trade goods, and forge your own path, shaping Macduff into a ruthless warlord, wandering sellsword, or reluctant hero. NPCs remember your choices, and their evolving stories intertwine with your own. Powered by Unreal Engine, Crimson Desert combines sweeping, dynamic world design with grounded, character-driven storytelling. One moment you're negotiating in a crowded tavern, the next you're clashing steel under a blood-red sky. With its mix of narrative depth, exploration, and visceral combat, it's shaping up to be one of 2025's most anticipated RPGs. Launching winter 2025 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Number 3. Neo Berlin 2087. Neo Berlin 2087 plunges you into a fractured cyberpunk Berlin, where gleaming skyscrapers and corporate towers rise above fortified walls, sheltering the wealthy few, while beyond them the wastelands rot under crime, poverty, and decay. You play as Nolan, a detective drawn into protecting Natalie, the police chief's daughter, whose ties to a dangerous conspiracy could unravel the city's fragile balance. The narrative blends noir-inspired mystery, political intrigue, and personal sacrifice, with branching choices that ripple across every encounter. Gameplay fluidly shifts between first and third-person perspectives, combining tactical gunfights, tense stealth sequences, and methodical investigation. Powered by Unreal Engine 5 and MetaHuman technology, Neo Berlin is rendered in striking detail, its rain-slick streets glowing under neon light, corporate citadels looming over shadowy alleys, and rusted industrial ruins hiding secrets no one dares to touch. Developed by Elysium Game Studio, this ambitious indie project aims to deliver both scale and intimacy, telling a personal story within a massive living world. Set for release in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X, it's shaping up to be one of the year's most intriguing cyberpunk experiences. Number 2. The Blood of Dawnwalker. The Blood of Dawnwalker is quickly emerging as one of the most anticipated horror action RPGs in development. Set in a savage, dark fantasy world, it fuses fast, visceral melee combat with precise ranged weaponry and a layered progression system. You play as a Dawnwalker, a cursed warrior bound to hunt the night's most terrifying predators while unraveling ancient truths that could either redeem or damn the realm. The world is alive and dangerous, with dynamic weather, shifting environments, and enemies that adapt to your tactics. Exploration is tense and deliberate, punctuated by cinematic boss encounters that demand as much strategy as reflex. Every decision shapes the branching narrative, pulling you deeper into a realm where light is fleeting and every shadow conceals a threat. With its haunting atmosphere, reactive world building, and promise of both challenge and discovery, The Blood of Dawnwalker is headed for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Release date still to be announced. Number 1. The Witcher 4. The Witcher 4 Project Polaris is the long-awaited return to one of gaming's most celebrated fantasy worlds. Revealed at the Game Awards 2024, it shifts the spotlight from Geralt to Ciri as the new lead protagonist, marking a bold new era for the saga's deep, choice-driven storytelling. Geralt remains present but in a supporting role, offering a thread of familiarity for longtime fans. For the first time, CD Projekt Red is developing the game in Unreal Engine 5, bringing cutting-edge visuals, ray tracing, and next-gen performance to its vast open world. With over 400 developers already on the project, this is the studio's largest production to date. The release window is still distant, 2027 to 2028, but expectations are sky-high. If the team can merge the freedom of an open world with the emotional weight and consequence-driven narrative the series is known for, Project Polaris could once again set the standard for fantasy RPG. That's our look at the upcoming open-world games. From epic adventures to massive living worlds, 2025 and beyond are shaping up to be unforgettable for gamers. Midnight out.